Hey folks, and welcome to my latest video, which is a tale of two Pogues. So I'm looking and comparing these two Seiko chronographs. The left hand one is the original Seiko Pogue 6139, and the one on the right hand side here is a later quartz chronograph, their first quartz chronograph, the 7A28. So this one came first. Obviously this was a sort of late 60s, early 70s watch, and this was a sort of late 70s, early 80s watch. And the 7A28 here was the first of the new wave of quartz analog chronographs from Seiko, and quite a revolutionary watch in its time. So whereas the 6139 has that sort of space connection, so it was worn by NASA astronaut William Pogue on Skylab 3 flight, and he used it for various operations on the Skylab. So a nice space connection there, and they both share this lovely colour scheme, which is the main reason I bought these watches. I do love that. It's very of its sort of 70s time. So the 6139, it's got this day and date complication. The 7A28 hasn't. It's just a pure chronograph, although there was a 7A38 which did have a day date window there as well, but not in this colour scheme, unfortunately. The 6139 also has this rotating inner bezel, so you can see that rotates, so that allows you to time something with the minute hand just by putting it there, and then you can see the elapsed minutes from that point. So you can actually time two different things at once there, as well as with the chronograph where you've got the sort of normal start, stop and reset functions there. And then the 7A28, well, A is quartz, so it's a lot more accurate. It's a multi-register chronograph. They both actually got this is the minute hand for the chronograph, and this is the minute hand on the 7A28, and they're both 30-minute chronographs. And this second hand here is the main time second hand, which the 6139 doesn't actually have, unless you've got the chronograph running, and you can see the second hand running, then the main one. And then this third dial here is actually, you can see that spinning round. That's it actually increments in 20ths of a second. So you've got the second hand here, counting off the seconds. These are the 20ths of a second. So that was quite revolutionary at the time. Not completely unheard of, but very unusual feature on a sort of, more affordable watch. And then of course when you reset it, the hands all spin round and return back to their normal positions. And then the other feature this 7A28 has got, if you pull the crown out one stop, you can use these buttons to change the position of the hands on the registers. So you can either use that to reset the hands if they're not resetting to 0, or you can use them as a sort of counter function if you're wanting to count some things. So neck and neck really on the functionality. They both got a lot of different things they can do, but they're slightly different things, but I'd say neck and neck. So then there's the design. So for me, the 7A28, and I'm going to do a wrist shot, especially for Mr. Pliers, who's one of my regular viewers. So the wrist shot shows I do prefer the case design of the 7A28, and it is quite a lot thinner, slimmer, and it's a lighter watch to wear, so it's a bit more comfortable. So that's my preference for sort of comfort and of wearing. And then the 6139 is quite a lot thicker and a bit heavier, but it does have, I'll just show the two together. The 6139 does have a sort of richer dial on it as well. So, the dial looks nicer on this, but the case looks nicer on this one. So it's a really tricky one to choose between these two. I mean, the 7A28 must have seen such a big leap ahead at the time, and it was deservedly successful. Of these two watches, I think, comparing them side to side, my favourite is actually the 7A28, and the reason being that it is probably, in this colour scheme, it's rarer than the 6139, I think, and because it is quartz, you can just grab it and go and put it on and wear it. And whereas with the 7A28, if like me you've got quite a few watches, you're always going to have to set the day and the date because you haven't been wearing it every day, which can be a little bit of a pain. So I tend to just pick this one up and grab it and go. But again, they've both got very similar, from a distance, it's the colour scheme and that sort of late 70s vibe that does it for me. So just slightly my favourite, this one, although with the space connection, I keep keep coming back to this one again. It's a really tricky one to choose between the two. So do let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and look forward to seeing you soon. Cheerio.